Usually they're very hard to get near, but this is a wood pigeon, and this one is in the sunlight like I am, trying to warm himself. They're really lovely. I always find them very interesting. Now, one of the tricks I have is I try and not look at the bird when I'm videoing it. I have a hat on, pulled down over my eyes, and I'm sort of looking at the screen as I do the video, but not at the bird, so it doesn't seem as alarmed, and as I'm talking it's not quite as scared by it. Now see, it feels a bit better now in behind those branches and leaves. You will of course see these wood pigeons in parks in Dublin, and they're not nearly as shy as they are in the countryside. And in the countryside they've a good reason to be shy, because of course there are hunters carrying guns who will shoot them and eat them. Although not so much these days, possibly because with COVID-19 restrictions and things like that, it's not so easy to go on hunting expeditions. But they began coming into the city in the early 2000s, like the noughties as we used to call them, and that was the first time. Nobody thought they'd ever come into the city because they're such a country bird, but they discovered that if they went into the city they wouldn't be hunted. And you see the same thing around Glendalough. Deer will be almost tame up in Glendalough because they know they won't be hunted there. They don't probably know why they're not hunted there, but in other parts only a few miles away a deer would flee. You wouldn't even get a glimpse. So here we have a beautiful wood pigeon. You can really see the colours as it's in the sunlight. It's a very handsome bird. It's almost a shame, to be honest, that they're hunted the way they are hunted, although they reproduce in massive numbers, and they're one of those birds that can actually reproduce all year. They don't just wait for the spring, although like most birds spring is the main time. But no, if the conditions are good, this bird will breed right through the year, and it can have three, I think as many as 5 broods a year if it's really lucky, but 3 broods would be what it's capable of, and they definitely have usually 2 in the spring and summer. So there you go, a beautiful big wood pigeon in the sunlight.